What's going on, YouTube? It's K-Dog's Kennel coming at you with a brand new walkthrough series. In this series, we're going to be looking at Dark Souls Remastered, which is a remake of Dark Souls 1, where this thing all began. And the more I think about it, I do want to get Dark Souls 2. I just don't have a copy on my PS5. But I also want to do Demon Souls, which I started doing. But I'm going to make a whole new character on that one. But we're also going to do Demon Souls on PS5. So with this one, much like my Dark Souls 3 walkthrough, this is not going to be a full-fledged 100% walkthrough. I'm sure there is things I'm going to miss, and for that I apologize. But because it's been a while since I played the game, I've also I've also platinumed this game. So let's just dive right in. Right out of the gate, you come up to your character or whatever. K-Dog's Kennel. Actually, I'm going to put, because I think that's another, let's do, there we go, K-Dog's Kennel 20. We'll just, because I usually, especially when I stream on Twitch and whatnot, I usually put K-Dog's Kennel, so it's like I don't want to overwrite a character or anything like that. Now, in Dark Souls 1, there are some different classes. In my opinion, again, it goes back to I am a strength. I've never done a sorcery run or a pyromancer run. A lot of people I've seen do deprived, but I don't want to do that. I'm not doing a cleric run. Thief is actually a decent one to go with, on account that you start with the master key, and we're going to talk a lot about the master key in this game. But I think we're just going to be a warrior. Now, the gift is where, unless you're going to go with the thief, the master key is the quintessential, it is the choice. What the master key does is there are several locked doors, gates, etc. in the game. The master key will open a lot of those, so you can access a lot of areas in the game that you're not supposed to. And again, we'll talk about that throughout the walkthrough. A little top heavy. Honestly, guys, you guys don't see my face, so I'm really not. I'm really not worried about my appearance or whatever. So this looks nothing like me per se. But yeah. Anyway, let's dive into the game. You guys can check out the opening cutscene. Turn this up a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear this on your end, but
then there was fire, and with fire came disparity, heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark. Then from the dark they came and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead.
Which these are bosses right here. Nito, Gravelord Nito.
The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of chaos.
Yeah, fuck them. AKA the bed of chaos.
Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights.
And Gwen, who is the final boss of the game.
And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. Witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain.
I do have to apologize, guys, if you guys hear like a rumbling coming from my microphone. My neighbor is out mowing her yard, so she's literally on the side of my house, so.
Man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
All right, so there is the story, if you will, of Dark Souls Remastered, and we are going to start in the Undead Asylum, which is basically the tutorial area. It gets you familiar with the game, that sort of thing.
The dark side brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north, where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for giving me a roommate, or a cellmate. I think he's dead, though. I mean, can't do much with him, but... Alright, so here we go. We're going to kick this thing off. Our dear friend that got dropped in has the dungeon cell key, which ironically opens our cell door. How about that? But as I said, basically, standard area. It has a couple of these little dreglings, I believe is what they're called, what the game guide calls them. Now to the right is basically a mirror image of the boss that we're going to fight in this episode, the Asylum Demon. We're going to fight him. Actually, I'm probably going to fight him in, like, much like Dark Souls 3, I'm going to kind of do a loose end video to where, and I'll probably add him into that, just because the only thing you get from him is a Titanite slab, which, don't get me wrong, it's very, very much worth it. And we do have to come back here to grab a couple things, so, but... Yeah, take these guys out. Souls, they don't give you half as much souls as they did in Dark Souls 3, but... And also, unlike Dark Souls 3, like the side quests and whatnot, I'm gonna try to follow a lot better than I did in Dark Souls 3. Because in Dark Souls 3, I fucked up everybody's side quest, or I didn't complete like any of them. But I'm gonna try to amend that in this particular walkthrough. There's our first bonfire. Rest at it because we're about to fight the boss. Well, kind of. We're gonna open up these double doors here. And then right up there is the Asylum Demon, who as soon as we enter this room, he's going to drop down. Now, there are a couple ways to approach the Asylum Demon. Number one, the weapon that we have is basically a broken sword, so it doesn't do jack shit for damage. But if another good scenario, if you will, is if you are a thief, you already have the Master Key. So you can select a different starting gift, which I would select the black fire bombs, because I think you get like 5 or 10 of them, and the Asylum Demon is actually weak to those fire bombs, and I believe if you hit him with like 5 or 6 of them, you'll kill him. And if you do, you get the Demon's Great Hammer, which is actually his weapon. But based on the fact that I'm not after that, this is your alternative. You can run through that the cell that we just ran through. The door will shut behind us, and then we come down into this area. Come in here and grab the heater shield, which is the standard starting shield. Even though I'm going to put it on, even though I don't know why. And here's another interesting caveat to Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 3, we had 4 ring slots. Dark Souls 1 only had 2, so you've got to be very selective and very particular about what rings that you want to wear, because there's a lot of decent rings in the game. One of my slots is going to be filled, and there's our long swords, there's our standard warrior weapon. One of my slots is going to be filled with a ring, the Ring of Favor, which we're going to get probably in, I would say, part 2. Maybe part 3. I don't know. So go to the fog gate, and then we have an NPC in there that we got to talk to. Now over there is an item that that's what we have to come back for. We don't have the key to. We do not have the key to get that item, but that is a very important ring for later. Walk up this stairwell and be aware. And if for some reason you can actually come down here and open this gate, this is technically a shortcut. It leads you back to the first bonfire. I don't know why you would need it, but maybe if the Asylum Demon, killed you, but shit, where am I going? Come into here, the boulder run comes through here, shatters this wall so you can walk in and you can talk to Oscar. What is your decision? Yes, I'll hear you out, Oscar.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There's an old saying in my family: "Thou who art undead art chosen. In thine exodus from the Undead Asylum, maketh a pilgrimage to the land of ancient ruins. When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead shall. Well, now you know. But I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Oscar gives you start the game with 5 Estus flasks, which is kind of nice. That number's obviously going to go up. And he also gives you the Undead Asylum Floor 2 East key.
I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now. And thank you.
Alright, so Oscar knows he's dying. He mentioned that he failed in his mission, and soon he's going to become hollow. This is not going to change anything, mind you. It's a free 100 souls if you kill him now, because when we come back here, Oscar will be right back here, and he will be hollow. So, but like I said, if you want a quick 100 souls, kill Oscar. And then we're going to come up here, and the key he gave us will unlock this door, which will lead to above the boss. And we can now, since we have a better weapon, we can actually fight the boss more properly, I guess, would be the term for that. Oh. Careful here, you got 3 or 4 Dreglings here. One's firing a bow and arrow at you. There's the fog gate to get to the Undead Asylum, or to the Undead, or the Asylum Demon. I'll get it right eventually. And how about that? Right out of the gate, we have a red-eyed Dregling. Oh, jam that sword deep inside your spine. Now this cell we do not have a key for. We will get that later. That'll actually take us to the ring that I had pointed out just a little bit ago. Then we're going to go through the fog gate. And it's going to be, the demon knows we're up here, so roll and plunge. Take a good chunk of health. If you wait too long, the demon will rise up there and hit you and do some damage to you. But see, as you can see with the long sword, or any weapon other than the broken sword, will do a stout amount of damage to the Asylum Demon. But this is, honest to God, a pathetic excuse for a boss. Oh shit, as I say that, and he just whacks me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you pathetic. Okay, can I get up, please? That would be fantastic. Take him down. Like, I don't mind getting hit, but it's like, let me get up before you hit me again. Anyway, the Asylum Demon drops the big Pilgrim's Key and a Humanity. Humanity is a very important part of this game. When you die, if you look at the upper left-hand corner of my screen, you'll see my health bar, which is in red, my stamina bar, which is in blue, and then to the left you see double zeros. That is your I guess you can call it your humanity counter. What happens is you consume a humanity, you use it, but we're not going to do it at this point in time, but rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. Used to gain 1 humanity and restore a large amount of HP. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes the humanity we hold within ourselves? Humanity is going to come into play later on. I don't know why I'm going the wrong way. Because there's going to be a covenant and an NPC that we're going to need to give 30 of those to. And like I said, we'll talk about that later on. Use a big Pilgrim's Key to open this monstrous door. Like I said, we're going to be back to the Asylum because there's a weapon that I covet to get. Last couple times I've played this game, I haven't been able to get it. But anyway, we're going to come down in this little nook, just grab the Soul of a Lost Undead. Because extra souls are freaking amazing. And then, also over here, I probably won't do much with it, but over here is Snuggly the Crow. You can trade items to Snuggly, and but like I said, it's something I usually don't do a whole hell of a lot of, but we're going to take the path all the way up to the peak, and then we get this cutscene.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords.
Lordran. And this bird is going to take us essentially to Firelink Shrine, which is the central hub of the game. In Lordran, level up and kindle at bonfires. Kindling we're going to talk about a little bit later on as well. Now, another thing that is ever so annoying. In Dark Souls 1, you cannot warp to bonfires until about midway through the game. You have to acquire an item called the Lord Vessel, which you get in Orlando. But other than that, you have to literally hike, if you will, to other areas of the game. It's ridiculous. And then you rest up here. You can actually kindle bonfires to 10 to have 10 Estus flasks. And the way that works is that you have to be human, and then consume a humanity, and then to where your counter is 1, but it's lit up, and then go to kindle. Yeah, you cannot kindle while you're hollowed, which hollowed means you're dead. So here we are, Firelink Shrine. A couple things we're going to grab here. 3 humanity, which is nice. And then we're going to come up here. You're going to go off to the right, I believe, for some fire bombs. Yep, 6 fire bombs, very nice. Oops, shit. And then we're going to come up here. And we're going to meet our first NPC, our first major NPC. This is Petrus. Petrus is an asshole. And again, that'll be explained later in later episodes why, but go ahead and talk to him. Just exhaust his dialogue.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that you retain distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in your will. Here, take this as a token of peace.
A copper coin. Hey, my favorite.
Oh my. You're given. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Oh my god, that would please me greatly.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Join the covenant, which, I mean, you can't, I mean, because I have no covenant at the moment, this is not gonna matter or anything, but get the Way of White covenant. If you're going for trophies, like I said, oh, and you can learn the gesture, the shrug, which is kind of funny. But you, if you are a mage or a cleric or whatever, then he's got some miracles to sell you. He also sells the talisman and the Thorland talisman. But we're not gonna mess with Petrus too much. Like I said, Petrus is a snake in the grass, and again, we're gonna discuss that at length later. There are a couple items I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to level up first, because I may get killed doing this. Bye-bye. I'm Bubba Bear. Right, let's level up. Let's get our strength up to 16... or 15. And also I want to get my intelligence up to... you want to get your intelligence up early on to 15, and that's going to play a role in an NPC's side quest here in a little bit. Well, actually, not until we get to Sed's Fortress, which is almost the halfway point of the game, but... Alright. So I'm going to grab a couple, in case I don't get the weapon I really want to get, I'm going to go kind of with a backup. You can run from here. You can run straight into the catacombs to get to take out a boss that is like. By the time we fight that particular boss, it's going to be ridiculous. And yeah, the skeletons are, because again, you're not supposed to come down this way until later in the game. But as I said, there is a weapon I want to get. 117 souls I'm really not going to worry too much about. Where are we at on time? I haven't even looked at that. About 24 minutes. So we got time to do this. We got time for this. Now it's my channel. We can make time for it. But I'm going to grab this, and then there's some other items that I'll pick up later. That's actually a soul item. That's kind of why I wanted to... Heart Soul of a Lost Undead. I literally just said I wasn't worried about my souls, but there's a lot of skeletons down here, and there's also, further down, there's a big one. Heart Soul of a Lost Undead. Oh. That's how you get to the catacombs, but like I said, we're not going down there. This is the big one. This is the guy that's probably going to kick my ass and get this Y-hander. Ooh, can I get out of this alive? Maybe. Shit. Shit. Okay, I think we're good. Oh god. Actually, my neighbor's mowing their yard. I might need to mow mine this morning before I go to work. I have 2 more days to close, and then have a couple day shifts, and then I will have a day off, which will be nice. Alright, so run down here. Hurry up and try to get here before they get in here. There we go, perfect. So it resets the enemies. And now, I'm going to do one more thing before we wrap up shop in this episode. We're going to go down to the new Londo Ruins, because I'm going to get a Firekeeper soul. Speaking of Firekeepers, this is our Firekeeper. No response, she cannot speak. But you can. This is where you reinforce your Estus Flask. If you pick up a... what is it called in this one? Is it called... I don't think it's called an Estus Shard. I think it's called something else. But anyway, that's who we level, or we get our... or no, you don't get more... Yeah, never mind. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, guys. The Firekeeper soul, which we're going to go get. We're actually... Again, this is an area we're not supposed to go to until much later in the game. That's why I only have 117 souls that I'm not going to go down and get, because I'm going to get absolutely murdered, and that's fine. Okay, send the lift back up, that way I can get it later. I'm not going to pick anything up in this area, because like I said, we're here for one reason, and that's to get the Firekeeper soul, which is right at the beginning. New Londo Ruins. This area is flooded. And then as you can see, as we approach, or as we get into the area, there are going to be ghosts. Now the ghosts you cannot harm unless you are cursed or you're wielding a cursed weapon. Here's our first ghost right there, but see? Yeah, our weapons don't do jack shit to the ghosts. Like I said, we gotta get a special weapon, which we'll get later on. But we're gonna come into here... Oh god. Oh, here we go. A couple more ghosts, and then back here is the first Firekeeper soul. I believe there's 5 of them. And then, yeah, got pushed off. But that, like I said, that's perfectly fine. Not gonna go down there and get my souls, but... Alright, gang, I think, where are we at with time? About 20 minutes, but alright, I think this is actually a really good place to stop for part 1. In the next part, guys, we will go to the Undead Bird, which is our first main area of the game. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in part 2.